One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the New Orleans Saints, but with the new addition of Kool-Aid McKinstry. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do whatever rebuild the top comment says. Now, me personally, I think the New Orleans Saints, they had a great draft, but for the overall team aspect, I honestly think this team should be gutted. Derek Carr's contract is really not that good for the longevity of this team. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think he's a very above average quarterback in real life. He has a very good pass rating. He puts up nice passing stats, but for the longevity of this team is in a rebuild, and for some reason the Saints think they're contenders every single year, or maybe it's the coach not wanting to lose their job. But I think the Saints should honestly gut a lot of their old players and just start from square one, if I'm being honest. Yes, they have some key players, such as Chris Olave. He's obviously a player that you want to keep long-term for this team, but players like Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, and stuff like that. Ryan Ramczyk, he's a great offensive tackle. You still want to keep him, but he is on his way out. He's not going to be here, especially for the rebuild of the team. Demario Davis, Cam Jordan is also another guy. Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, a lot of these guys just need to go, and I kind of want to trade them, but at the same time, I feel like that wouldn't be realistic. I want to keep this as realistic as possible. They did get Chase Young in the offseason. I don't know how they're spending money in negative cap debt, but either way, I think they had a good draft getting an offensive tackle in Fuaga, because Trevor Penning, let's be honest, I know it's like, oh, he's only had 2 years in the league. Let's be real here. Trevor Penning sucks. He has done absolutely nothing for the Saints. He's not good in any way. I can see why they got an offensive tackle. And maybe if Trevor Penning magically does develop, you can move Fuaga, who did play at Oregon State at right tackle, if Ryan Ramczyk does just get old and leave. They also have Taysom Hill at tight end. I'm going to put Juwan Johnson there at tight end. And also A.T. Perry. This guy, I had huge hopes for this guy going into New Orleans, because I watched Week 18 against the Falcons. I was there that game in person. A.T. Perry was balling. He was mossing A.J. Terrell, and I think he's actually really good in simulation. So I'm going to put him at the number 2. Hopefully he develops. And honestly, for this simulation, do I start Spencer Rattler? I'm going to have Derek Carr for the first year because I have to pay him so much anyways. So Derek Carr, I'm going to start for year number 1. But then after that, I'm going to put Spencer Rattler here at the 1. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, this is what we got for the team. I would like to gut the team, but again, I just don't feel like they would realistically do that. But if Demario Davis and Cam Jordan really regress heavily, like they probably will in real life or in this game, then yeah, I probably will trade them. But for now, let's move into the midseason mark. 2 and 5, bottom of the division. I do not have my current playbooks that I usually run set up. I'm just running with, I believe, the Saints playbooks, just the base settings, because I honestly want us to tank for maybe a better draft position, because I don't think, again, the Saints are a deep contending playoff team. Sure, they can make the wild card or maybe even the divisional round. I don't ever see this team going into the conference championship anytime soon, but of course, I'm here to fix that. I'm tempted just to leave the scouting national focus at QB, but I really want to give Spencer Rattler a chance at this, so maybe I'll just do middle linebacker here to replace Demario Davis. For the players ready to negotiate, I have negative 63 million on my team. My God. I want Cesar Ruiz back, but I probably can't have him back. Rashid Shaheed's going to hit. Yeah, all these guys are going to hit free agency. Now, other than Derek Carr, Demario Davis, and Cam Jordan, who's taking up all my money? Savings? Like, my highest paid player is Chase Young right now. Why is that even a thing? He's also on a 1-year deal, so I don't even know why his contract is not popping up, but who would I take the most penalty from? So Derek Carr is getting paid a lot. Carl Granderson is getting paid this much. I mean, I know he's pretty underrated in real life, but damn. I mean, I didn't think it was that huge of a penalty to have him on the team. My God, they paid him a boatload of money. Marshawn Lattimore is understandable. Ryan Ramczyk, Cam Jordan, Kamara, Demario Davis. My God, we are cooked. Completely cooked and deep fried. Let's move into the playoffs. 5 and 12, bottom of the division. I want to say I'm sad about this, but at the same time, I kind of wanted this just to get a high pick, so I'm really not mad about this. And we suddenly have cap room. I don't know how that works, but I guess I'll take it. Stats and awards. Derek Carr is atrocious. 40th in the league for passer rating. 30th best offense, 19th best defense. This is an atrocious season from Derek Carr. Horrible, but either way, Alvin Kamara with 1,200 yards, 4.2 per carry, 11 touchdowns, still a solid season. Chris Olave, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, 2 touchdowns, 600 yards. Cedric Wilson, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. Where is Rashid Shaheed? And then Demario Davis with 108 tackles for a loss, is 19 for Brian Brzee. That's great. 18 for Cam Jordan, 17 for Chase Young, 16 for Willie Gay. And then Willie Gay, by the way, this is just a stupid name. Whenever you say Willie Gay, it sounds like a kid with a lisp is saying really gay. I don't know if that's just me or I'm being immature, but either way, it just bugs me. Either way, Chase Young, 9.5 sacks. Cam Jordan, yeah, I don't want to pay this much. I don't want to pay you so much money just to produce 5.5 sacks. 3 sacks for Brian Brzee, but at least he's a tackle for a loss monster, and I don't have to pay him, like, what, $20 million a year? Interceptions, 3 for Demario Davis. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl against the Ravens. Ooh, I see this literally every simulation. Zeke wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. Did I say Zeke wins the league MVP? I meant to say Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. See that a lot in simulation. I also see Rashee Rice winning Rookie of the Year, despite him probably getting a suspension. In the NFC South, Adam Thielen retires with the Panthers. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, Brian Brzee doesn't even get an upgrade after that great of a season. Tyrann Mathieu goes to Superstar. Willie Gay goes to Star Dev, and there are no other upgrades for the team. And suddenly, I have negative 60 million again. Again, don't know how that works, but sure, EA. For the players we get to negotiate, obviously, I'm just going to be losing Jonathan Abram, my bad, not Abraham. Jonathan Abram, Rashid Shaheed here, and Cesar Ruse. So, yeah, I'm losing all those guys. I'm going to try and cut out some contracts while I'm in free agency. So even if I wanted to, since I'm so far in cap debt, I can't even trade away the contracts. So I'm just going to cut Derek Carr entirely. I mean, yes, I'm taking on 11 million in dead cap, but I'm also saving myself 30 million. So in all, I'm getting 20 million back. Then Cam Jordan, he's down to an 82 overall. He gave me 5.5 sacks. Sure, he gave me a lot of tackles for a loss, but I guess I can't cut him right now. How much cap debt am I in now? Negative 14 million. Can I maneuver my way out of this without gutting the entirety of my team? Probably not. Actually, if I package all of these guys up and ship them out, I know this isn't the most quote-unquote realistic thing, but at the same time, it's like, I want to get out of cap debt, and these guys will forever hold me down, despite Demario Davis having a good season with us and Tyrann Mathieu getting upgraded. The Lions will probably go on a Super Bowl run now that they have these veterans on their team, so we're stacking out their defense, and in return, realistically, I mean, in the game, I could probably get a first-round pick for this, but realistically, all these guys are at least 33 or even 34 years old. They have big contracts. Nobody's willing to pay a first-round pick for this package. And again, it's not the most realistic thing, but I want cap room, and these guys are holding me down from that, so I'm getting 2/3 from the Lions. And with the #1 overall pick, the Seahawks select an outside linebacker out of Michigan State here, and the Rams select an offensive tackle. Okay. I'm actually going to take Trevor Penning now that I see him. I don't want to waste him just as a second string. He's young. He has star dev. I'm going to move him to left guard despite him being awful at offensive tackle. Maybe he makes the switch in real life. Maybe I'm unaware that he already did. So I only need a right guard now, so I'm just going to plan for that. And defensively, I need new safeties. I need new linebackers. I need another edge rusher. That'd be pretty cool. Lamar Riddick as an edge rusher looks sick to replace Cam Jordan. 6'6", 261 out of Florida. Elite speed, great acceleration, great strength. Ran a 4.58 at his combine and his pro day. A hit power, A pursuit, A to C awareness. The next guy is Ben Whitaker out of Ohio State. 6'4", 270 here. He has elite speed, elite strength. Ooh, this guy might be better. Yeah, I think I want this guy, Ben Whitaker here. I mean, he's heavier, but he's also shorter. I mean, he's heavier by 9 pounds, but shorter by 2 inches. I mean, still, 2 inches is a lot, guys. Remember that for the bedroom especially. And then Ben Whitaker, I mean, I like him. His skills show. He's going to have a high overall because he has A awareness. I'm going to take Ben Whitaker at pick #3 here. He has hidden dev, 86 strength, 86 speed, 87 acceleration. He looks great along with his skills. And in round number 5, a round 2 to 3 projection who I got in round 5 because his skills were bad, but 99 speed, 96 acceleration, 96 jumping, A carrying, but F catching traffic, F medium route, F short route, F spectacular catch. He looks terrible other than maybe a slot player out of Alabama here, Tremaine Charleston. Now this is the team after the draft. Got this guy in the 3rd round. Normal dev sucks, but it is what it is. Charleston, I'm going to move him to the 3 here. Then I want A.T. Perry at the 2. I'm still believing in A.T. Perry here. Charleston is going to play in the slot. Spencer Rattler is going to get a chance. Alvin Kamara is going to be here for at least another year. Then Whitaker, I'm going to move him down to left end. And he is an 80 overall with the boost. I got Patton here, a free safety in the 2nd round. No dev, so I didn't really have the best luck with devs. Got this guy Mays in the 3rd round as well with the Lions pick. 70 overall, 69 without the boost. So again, not really the best draft, but it is what it is. Whitaker was a big hit there, and then Charleston was a nice steal in the later rounds. And then for the specialists, we got Kool-Aid, McKinstry in the slot, Brian Brzee. I wanted the rush. Everything else here looks pretty good. A.T. Perry, I guess, is in the slot. You know what? That's fine with me. Then if A.T. Perry's in the slot, we're going to put Charleston at the 2, see how he does there. And Spencer Rattler, you're the QB1. And these will be the official playbooks I'm going to be running for the rest of the simulation. Scheme fits don't matter unless it's for XP. But other than that, I think we should be good to go. I'm actually going to sign a mentor QB for Spencer Rattler to boost his XP. Going to be signing Andy Dalton as a mentor QB. Well, actually, I can't sign him because I have negative $4 million in cap room. So that's pretty annoying that I can't sign a mentor QB, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with it and move into the midseason mark. And we are 6-1, so I'm sure there's plenty of people who didn't like it that I traded away those players, but hey, the team's doing significantly better with Spencer Rattler at the helm, and even though my rushing defense has taken a hit, it's fine with me. My offensive passing game is 8th, and my defense is ranked 2nd in the league for points per game. And for the scouting national focus, I'm going to do receiver. For the players that to negotiate, I have 29 million here. I always see Paulson Adebo in free agency because the Saints cap room is terrible. So I'm glad I already changed up the cap room. Needs a mentor at his position. Can I sign a mentor now that I have money, or is this just counting for next season's money? And wow, your league MVP of last year is sitting in free agency. Very EA-like. Andy Dalton, we're giving this another chance. No, I'm still negative $4 million in cap. So I guess that cap situation is for next year's cap. So I'm glad I cleared up last year's cap. And again, Paulson Adebo, he wants to have a mentor, and it would make this contract a lot cheaper, but of course I'm gonna have to overpay for him. Let's just try player friendly first, and he actually signs on that W that I tried that first. Juwan Johnson, he's about to turn 28. He's gonna start regression. I highly doubt he even makes it to an 85 overall. Matter of fact, I almost guarantee it. He won't make it to an 85 overall. Not gonna re-sign him. Pete Warner, I mean, if he had star dev, probably. This isn't a bad contract though. 2 years. I'll keep him for another year. Let's do 1 year. He resigns on that. I have 15 million left. I just can't cash out a bunch of big contracts over a long period of time because, of course, I don't have that much money. I'll accept the option on Chris Olave, Trevor Penning. I'm not going to accept that option, but I'll probably pay him because he's young and he has started. But Josiah here, I need to extend his contract to 4 years because he was a draft prospect. But I only have 15 million left to spend here, so I have to be really frugal with my money, especially with Chris Olave's pending contracts coming up after I accept his option. But for right now, we're 6-1. That's what matters. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going 10-7, second in the division as the Buccaneers take the division. I'm fine with this. We have to play them in round 1. Our team went from being top 10 to kind of mid in the offense, but honestly, I'll take it. It's significantly better from the previous season, and I'm in significantly less cap debt. For the stats and awards, Spencer Rattler looking like a baller other than his 29th in the league pass rating, 4th best offense, 16th best defense here as he throws 17 interceptions, but hey, for a QB, that's a 68 overall at the beginning of the season. I'll take this. Interceptions are a problem. That's fine with me. Dude has 30 touchdowns, almost 4,600 yards, 96 pass rating for his first start. I'll absolutely take this. I'm fine with this. Alvin Kamara, 19 touchdowns. Great year for him. 4 a carry, 1,100 yards. And then Olave with 106 receptions, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, I'm telling you, he's good in simulation. Give him a chance. This guy is really good in simulation. He's an easy trade prospect too if you're looking to start a franchise. 11 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. I think this deserves star dev at least. It's almost 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. He had a good year. Tremaine Charleston for a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns, 884 yards. That's a nice slot prospect in the future. Juwan Johnson did good, but again, I'm probably not going to pay him. He doesn't even have an interest with the team. Willie Gay with 125 tackles for a loss, 16 for Saunders here. Is it Saunders with a U? I guess so. 16 for Chase Young, 15 for Brian Brzee, 12 for Ben Whitaker, and he also has 6 sacks, 64 tackles in his rookie season. This is a solid rookie season for Ben Whitaker. Not crazy, but it's a good start. 8 sacks for Chase Young, 6 for Ben Whitaker, interceptions, 5 for Marshawn Lattimore, safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Marshawn Lattimore. Can we beat the division rivals who took the division in Tampa Bay here to move on to the divisional round? We do. Getting our first playoff win since what? Drew Brees was here? Anyways, here to face the 10-7 Niners. I'm sure we're going to lose. We're 9 overalls lower. We would have to lose here. And yeah, it's to be expected. We're 9 overalls lower. We have Spencer Rattler at QB. He's only 70 overall. 42-28. Let's move into the offseason. And the Niners, after a long drought, I think their last 3 Super Bowls, other than this one, they were 0-3, 31-17, beating the Chiefs in their 3rd Super Bowl rematch here. Well, 2nd Super Bowl rematch, 3rd time facing them in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP here. Devontae Smith, Offensive Player of the Year. Those two go A1 and A2 here, if you want to put it like that. But Jalen Hurts' connection to Devontae Smith gives him the Offensive Player of the Year. And then Ben Whitaker, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'll take that. In the NFC South, our punter retires, and then William Goldston retires in the Buccaneers. For the team upgrades, Charleston comes with superstar dev. He definitely did not earn that. W 5th round pick. Juwan Johnson goes up to superstar. Again, I'm still not re-signing that dude. Kamara doesn't even go up to superstar after. I mean, he gets -1 overall for having 19 touchdowns. A.T. Perry had double-digit touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. I'm just going to give him star dev. It's not too much of a boost. But in real life, if someone gets double-digit touchdowns, I know they're at least getting star dev. Defensively, Whitaker comes with superstar X Factor. Did he earn this? He won Defensive Rookie of the Year, so he got a bunch of legacy points and he got a bunch of XP points. He came with Superstar X Factor. I'm so glad I made that pick. Immediate Jordan, why am I blanking? Cameron Jordan replacement is what I meant to say. He's a higher dev, and he's also younger, which means, again, I don't have to pay him. That's the key thing. I get a Superstar X Factor defensive end that I don't have to pay for the entirety of this rebuild, so that's an absolute W as he's already an 86 overall. Huge pick for the team. I'm glad I tanked year one or else I wouldn't have had him. And then Saunders here gets started. Isaiah Foskey or Foskey. I forget how you pronounce that. Forgot we had him here. And then my safeties didn't get a dev up. Yeah, I need to get new safeties still. Maybe Patton is still not bad, but I definitely need a strong safety. Kool-Aid McKinstry is not big enough to play there. But anyways, 82 overall team. I think we have a bright future. Spencer Rattler does look good. So let's move into the re-signing. $9.7 million to spend. I'll accept the option for Chris Olave. We're losing Juwan Johnson. Trevor Penning, I'm not going to accept the option, but I probably will re-sign him because he'll have a cheap contract and I just won't really have to replace him. And then all these other extras I'm losing. Since I only have about $10 million to spend, I'm just going to skip out on free agency and move into the draft. I'm at pick 28 and there are 3 top 5 QBs on the board. You know how tempting this is at pick 28 to steal one of these guys off rip? I'm still believing in Spencer Rattler, but man, that is very tempting to try and get one of those guys. And at the end of the first round, Lucas McDonald looks good, but I think I'm cool with my receiving core, so maybe I don't go with this guy, but I like A.T. Perry. I mean, I have a superstar wide receiver too. I have Chris Olave. Do I go tight end here? Probably not. I think I'll just reach on a middle linebacker here. Zach Spiegel. I'm going to call him Zach Spiegel. I'm stupid with names. Everyone should know this. But either way, physically, he looks great other than his acceleration, which honestly makes me a little bit worried that it's poor, but he has good speed, so he runs a 4.6, and then he has A awareness, A's and B's across the board entirely. Zach is going to be our first round pick, and he has hidden dev, so it was worth it. 86 speed, 84 acceleration. That's honestly not even that bad to me. B awareness, B player rec, A block shooting, A tackle, and A impact blocking. My God, Stanley Tuck. These late round defensive tackles are my favorite. 377 pounds at Oklahoma State. What are they feeding you in Oklahoma? I don't give a shit about your speed. Elite strength is all I need to see. A tackle, A power moves, A play rec. Hell yeah, brother. 95 speed, 84 acceleration, 58 speed. Hell yeah, brother. Comment down below. Hell yeah, brother, for some Stanley Tuck, baby. 377 pounds, hidden dev. He's got the skills. What a steal. Now, this is the team after the draft. I forgot to draft a tight end, but it's fine. We're going to put Charleston back at the number 2, and then we're going to move Cedric Wilson down and put A.T. Perry back in the slot. So even though we only have a 74 overall quarterback, I'm going to get a mentor, and then Kamara's still putting up numbers, so I'm just going to leave him there, and then we got my boy Zach, 74 overall. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. I'm sure it's an easy last name, and I'm just retarded, but my boy Tuck, hell yeah, brother. His 377-pound ass is going to be second string right next to Brian Brzee, who's what, like 280, isn't he? He's 305. What? I did not know he was 305. I thought he was like a lighter defensive tackle. I must be completely bugging. Either way, the team looks good. Other than our safeties, maybe I sign a strong safety as well. And then special teams, why not just put the speed demon there? And this is what we got going on for our specialist. I think it looks pretty good. A.T. Perry is in the slot. And then I need a new strong safety, preferably a higher overall, and a mentor at the QB position. Yes, sir. We got Taylor Heineke here, and I can actually afford to sign a QB, so Taylor Heineke will be our mentor. Then I'm going to be signing 78 overall Von Bell at strong safety because, of course, I need one. And suddenly, my defense just sucks. All right, my passing defense is 3rd. My defensive points per game is completely obliterated, but I guess the 377-pound defensive tackle is completely held down our defensive rushing game, but it is what it is. I guess we're 2-4. And then I guess I'm just going to be scouting safety, even though our defensive back group is ranked 3rd in the league. For the players ready to negotiate, finally, this is the money I've been waiting for. $120 million to spend. Chase Young, I mean, he doesn't like New Orleans. I'm going to have to pay this dude $30 million a year. I mean, you know what? I got the money now. Why not just get back into cap debt? Willie Gay, I like you, dude, but you just don't want to be here. He doesn't want to be in Louisiana. He wants the team to have a franchise QB. Not quite yet, but we're almost there. Pete Werner, do I really? Like, I signed him for 1 year. He got star dev. Do I keep him for the rest of the rebuild? It's really not that bad of a contract now. And I mean, he's going to start regression. I'm just going to sign him. Worst comes to worst, he becomes depth, and I just sign someone else in free agency. I think I'm going to pass on Willie Gay just because he's about to turn 28. And how much money does he want? Yeah, he wants $15 million a year. He wants to be paid as an edge rusher. Hell no, I'm not doing that. If he had interest in the team, I would have moved him to middle linebacker, gave him a realistic contract. But no. Trevor Penning here. I mean, oh yeah, this is dummy cheap, dude. Player-friendly deal, 4 years, only $4 million a year for a left guard. Yeah, we'll do that. Easy bread there. Alvin Kamara's 30, and he doesn't even want to be here. Von Bell, probably not. Alontae Taylor, I like that as depth, actually. How big is Alontae Taylor? He is 6'1", 200 pounds, so it wouldn't be a bad safety option, but at the same time, I'd rather just have him as depth. 3 years, about $3 million a year. He re-signs the team. And then Von Bell, no. Saunders, no. Jamal Williams, Foster Moreo, and all these other guys. Taysom Hill, I completely forgot we had this dude's contract. I should have cut him a long time ago. His contract is terrible, but I'm glad he's leaving. And then Brian Brazil will probably accept that option. And then my kicker, I might as well just sign him. I mean, he's only 74 overall. I'll just draft a new kicker at this point. I really don't care. $80 million to spend for the next free agency, but for now, let's move into the playoffs if we can even make them. And we finished 9-8, missed the playoffs. Typical of me. Our defensive passing game is 7th. Our defensive rushing game improved, but our defensive points per game still sucked. Stats and awards, Spencer Rattler, not really an improvement from last year. 12th best offense, 7th best defense here. Yeah, this is actually a downgrade from the previous year. Less yards, less touchdowns, 1 less interception, similar passer rating. Like, not much of an improvement, but it's the final year. Might as well just stick with them and see what Spencer Rattler has for us. Alvin Kamara, 16 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry, 1,100 yards. Chris Olave with 107 receptions, almost 1,500 yards, 5 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, great year. And then Tremaine Charleston, 8 touchdowns, almost 800 yards, W year from him as well. Willie Gay with 117 tackles for a loss, 26 for Brian Brzee, 19 for Ben Whitaker, 10 for Chase Young. Sacks, 15.5 for Chase Young. I'm glad I signed him. Ben Whitaker with 11 sacks, Brian Brzee with 10. Great year from all of these guys. Interceptions, 2 for Marshawn Lattimore. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Ray Patton. And the Dolphins beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl 35-14. I'm wondering if Michael Penix is the quarterback for the Falcons. Tua wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar wins the league MVP. Arthur Smith, coach of the year for the Falcons. Sure dude. Amon-Ra St. Brown, offensive player of the year for the Lions. And there are no awards here for the New Orleans Saints. And Drake May is now the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons because for some reason a lot of the rookies are just on 2-year deals and they hit free agency in year 3. I have absolutely no control over that. The AI does, but Drake May apparently balling out on the Falcons. It's pretty frustrating that I can't edit the contracts whenever I import the roster. You can in a franchise, but I'm not going to switch to each individual team just to change minor contract details. In the NFC South, Taysom Hill retires. Good. I don't want your contract. Joel Bitonio retires. Kirk Cousins retires. And Levante David retires. So was Kirk Cousins the starter? I think he regresses really quickly in simulation, especially at the age of 37. So I'm pretty sure Drake May was probably still the starter. For the team upgrades, Spencer Rattler's up to a 76 without the boost. Charleston's a 74. Honestly, like, this is so frustrating because I can't develop the team fast enough. I want to believe in Spencer Rattler, but I don't know if he's the guy. My middle linebacker's a 75 overall. My boy Tuck here, Oklahoma State, hell yeah, brother Tuck is a 76 overall. Superstar dev, he seems like a beast. Just a little bit more development would help with this team. Maybe I play a 5th year with this team, but for now, let's move into the re-signing. For the re-signings, I'll accept the option on Brian Brzee. Willie Gay is going to walk. Alvin Kamara is going to walk. Von Bell is going to walk. All these other guys are actually just going to walk. I don't really want to sign any of these guys. Tyler Heineke, I wouldn't mind back as a mentor again, but he doesn't want to be back here, and I'm not going to overpay for a backup QB. So for now, let's move to free agency. After free agency, I got Dameon Pierce, who had full interest with us before, but now he just doesn't have an interest after he signed, so I guess that's his fault. Donovan Wilson, Dicker the kicker, and Juan Thornhill. Not really a stacked free agency class, but I did what I could. And we're at pick 17, so that means we were 1 spot away from entering the playoffs. That is quite unfortunate. Am I going to reach on a linebacker? Absolutely. Archer Payton, 6'4", 252 out of USF. I mean, not crazy athleticism here, but he has so many A's. I'm going to pull the trigger on him. Hidden dev, he's going to replace Willie Gay. Yeah, Willie Gay. Then Pete Warner is going to stay out right outside linebacker. Now, this is the team after the draft and going into the 4th and potentially final season with only a 76 overall QB is not a good look. Looks like the AI picked up a star dev halfback and a star dev fullback. I got this guy Shepard in the 3rd round. He's a 73 overall tight end. Defensively, got this guy Hardwick in the 2nd round. And then Peyton is going to be a left outside linebacker as he's already a 74 overall. So I probably want to do a 5th year here just to give Spencer Rattler another year to develop. Really like my team. Whitaker seems like to be a beast. Chase Young didn't get superstar X Factor after having 15.5 sacks, which is pretty lame, but I'm not going to force it now. I'm going to get the mentor QB for Spencer Rattler, and then we should be good to go for the fourth, and potentially the final year. Everything else looks good here to me. Maybe I put Archer at the sub. Patton does not need to be the other sub linebacker, and we're going to put Pierce at the starting power back. So for now, team looks good. Let's move into the fourth and final year in the playoffs. I'm going to be signing Geno Smith as a mentor QB for Spencer Rattler. And we go 9-8, third in the division. We missed the playoffs after blowing out the Steelers in Week 18. Unfortunate year for us, but it's not going to end. I'm going to do one more season with this team. Stats and awards, Spencer Rattler finally develops here in the fourth year, but 17th best offense, 12th best defense. Just kind of a mid-team here at 9-8. 41, 100 yards, and then 31 touchdowns to only 10 receptions, 107 pass rating almost. Spencer Rattler, I'm giving you one more chance. Damian Pierce, only 3.6 per carry, but 18 touchdowns is great. 1,000 yards. Chris Olave with 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Tremaine Charleston, breakout year, 12 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, great year. A.T. Perry, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Good years for them. Archer Payton, the rookie with 123 tackles for a loss, 22 for Chase Young, sacks. Well, 12 tackles for a loss for Ben Whitaker is what I meant to say, not sacks. But Brian Brzee, 11 tackles for a loss and then sacks. 14 for Ben Whitaker. Chase Young, 11 sacks. 5 sacks for Luke Hardwick, the rookie, and then Brian Brzee with 4.5 sacks. Interceptions, 5 for Donovan Wilson. Safeties on the team is 0 defensive touchdowns, is 1 for Paulson Adebo. And once again, the Falcons lose in the Super Bowl, but this time it is to the Bengals. 31-23, Joe Burrow gets his first Super Bowl ring and his first Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP, and Archer Payton wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's great. In the NFC South, DeAndre Hopkins, Steven Nelson, Jake Matthews, Andrew Norwell, and Mike Evans all retire. For the team upgrades offensively, Charleston stays the same, still had a good rookie year. Rattler's up to a 78 overall without the boost, so again, not the highest overall, so I maybe shouldn't have gone with him, but it's fine. Archer Payton goes up to Superstar Dev. Donovan Wilson also goes up to Superstar Dev. Kool-Aid McKinstry has been in the slot the whole time, so he's only up to an 80 overall. I believe he started as a 73, so he's had solid development, nothing crazy though. Chase Young does go to a Superstar X Factor though. Brian Brzee, did he already have Superstar Dev, or did he just now get it? Either way, he has it now, so looks good. 86 overall team. Let's move into the re-signings. $151 million to spend. I'll accept the option for Ben Whitaker. Chris Olave, I actually have to pay him now. I'll do player friendly with him. $23 million a year. For a second there, I thought he wasn't going to accept, but he did. Marshawn Lattimore's already 31. Dang, dude. Let's give him a 3-year contract. He resigns $16 million a year. And then Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's not on a 5-year deal because he is not a first-round rookie. He's a second-round rookie. Kool-Aid McKinstry re-signs on a very player-friendly deal. Spencer Rattler, his chance to play, and I only have to pay my QB $6 million a year. Hell yeah. I mean, he hasn't been amazing for us, but he's been good enough to pay $6 million a year. Dirt cheap contract. A.T. Perry, why not? Final year, $3 million, not $3 million, 3 years, $5 million a year. Isaiah Foskey, I don't care. Ryan Ramczyk, it's for the final year. Let's just give him player friendly. And he wants to test out free agency. I'm still going to go get him in free agency. Kendre Miller, don't really need you since the AI drafted someone good. Bub Means, no, he's leaving. I like Bub Memes. And then Means, not memes. But everyone else here, not really interested in. I'm going to go get Ryan Ramczyk back in free agency. After free agency, I got Tyreek Hill, because why not? He's a 96 overall superstar X Factor. Got Ryan Ramczyk back, and I also got a punter in Tommy Townsend. Now I'm trading away 2 first-round picks and my second-round pick this year for Cole Kmet to load up for Spencer Rattler to have all the weapons he needs, and a long-term strong safety, even though it's the 4th and final year, in Jaquan Brisker. They both have superstar dev. Now this is the team moving into the 4th and final year. My receiving core is actually crazy here. Everyone has at least star dev. Spencer Rattler, I'm not going to be doing a mentor QB because there's no more developing that he needs to do. He just needs to give me numbers. I know he's only a 79 overall, but that's all I could progress him to. And also, the 2 years that I had a mentor QB, both those years we didn't make the playoffs. So I'm just going to skip out on that. Defensively, this is what we got going on. We got Donovan Wilson as depth now. The team still looks really, really good. Whitaker has been a baller for us. This is the 5th and final year. I'm not doing another season after this. Donovan and Wilson, why are these guys playing linebacker for me? I do not want that. Either way, Tyreek Hill, you're not playing a slot. You're playing my number 1, please. And then, honestly, we can just have him there. And then Pierce, we're going to move to the starter all around. Receiving core looks amazing with Tyreek Hill is a 97, Chris Olave is a 93, Cole Kmet's an 88, A.T. Perry is a 79. Charleston's not really going to get much reps, but it is what it is. Team looks great. Let's move into the fifth and final year in the playoffs. And we made the playoffs here. We're second in the division. The Saints, I mean, our defense sucks for no reason. Just EA Sports, it's my favorite. But we're number one in passing offense, so that's good. And of course, we have to face the 91 overall Eagles in the wild card round. I mean, they're 13-4, but we're also a 91 overall team. We have a better defense, but they have a stacked out offense at a 95 overall. Stats and awards. Spencer Rattler, first in passing yards in the league, is even top 10 for league MVP. Not even. Wow. And Jason McCarthy plays for the Rams now, but 7th best offense in the NFL, defensively 22nd. Spencer Rattler, I mean, like, he really didn't have that great of a career for the 4 seasons that we had him. I mean, we only started him 3 seasons. Well, now this is the 4th year, but still, 4,700 yards. Great in passing yards. Touchdowns 35 is nice, but the interceptions have been a problem other than the previous season, and then 106 pass rating. Still, it says QB of the future / bridge QB. That doesn't make any sense at all for the player tag, but sure. Dameon Pierce, 13 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry, 1,100 yards. Tyreek Hill, 108 receptions, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, 10 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Chris Olave, 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns. Great yards for the team. Good stats for the receivers. Pete Warner with 149 tackles for a loss, 22 for Ben Whitaker. He's been a baller for us. And then 12.5 sacks for Chase Young, 12 for Ben Whitaker, 3.5 sacks for Brian Brzee, then 3 interceptions for Marshawn Lattimore. Safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we actually beat the Philadelphia Eagles to move on to the divisional round? We're both the same overall. I don't think we're going to win, though. We do. 36-29. You face the 13-4 Bears. We're 4 overalls higher than them. And for some reason, I didn't think my, weekly training was turned off. I thought I set that on auto. No, I set trades and free agency on auto, so that's my fault. Weekly training. I missed out on so much XP just by not having that simple setting turned on. That's my fault. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it now. Here we are against the Bears, and now that I think about it, I think that one year whenever we had the late first-round pick and there was a bunch of those top 5 QBs, I think we should have taken someone at QB there, because Spencer Rattler, he's been solid for us, but as you can see from the tags, it said it was a bridge QB, and for some reason my defense just gave up in the middle of this game. 25-28, defense has to hold them, and they actually do. They completely just gave up. Now I have a chance here to win it with Spencer Rattler and the Saints. 2nd down and 10. If I pass lead this up the field, yes, Cole Kmet, the former Bear. 1st and 10. Who are we gonna have? Probably Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Wow. Way to have eyes in the back of your head, Tremaine Edmonds. Good job. 2nd and 10. Oh, they got Tyreek Hill pressed up. I mean, it's X Factor Jalen Johnson, but is he fast enough? They got the safety coming down to help. And yeah, nice player bump. Good for us. Dameon Pierce is gonna get a 1st and 10. They're still pressed up on Tyreek Hill. Hopefully the safety doesn't help this time. Of course, the safety will help. I would have too, and I stepped up and took a sack. 2nd down and 14 after the sack. That should be wide open. A.T. Perry up the field. Going to take a timeout. 1 minute left. They're pressed up on Tyreek again, so I audibled out of what I previously had, and there's only one safety. Tyreek Hill has him, but will it be enough time to stop the Bears from scoring a touchdown is the real question. We're just going to do the next play. We're just going to do it play by play, so let's do that, and then let's do just normal here. See what we have. We're going to do key moments. We got normal speed here and kickoff to Tommy Townsend. We got a touchback. Okay, so a little bit faster would be better, but let's see what we have. 1st and 10, 6-yard rush from Caleb Williams. Cool stuff. 2nd and 4, 16-yard reception. What is my defense doing? Okay, yeah, I'm not doing this. Already I need to hop in. And the clock immediately drains now that I jump in. Wouldn't have done that if the AI was in the game. So they're 4 points down here. They need more than just a field goal to take this into overtime. Caleb Williams completely misses the throw. 3rd and 1, 12 seconds left. I got my defense backed up. We should be good here. They're not going over there. Oh man, they took a shot. Dang it. Who's the new number 85? That is not Cole Kmet. I don't know who that is, but they actually have a chance of scoring now because I screwed that up. Do I go man? I'll go man. I don't want Pete Warner in coverage. But either way, all you use rim. 7 seconds left. He's not going into coverage here. Oh no, I completely missed that, and for some reason, Caleb Williams threw the ball away. Hardwick was in his face, but he had an easy tight end option there. It was a release play that I didn't even see, but they screwed that one there. They got 2 seconds left. One more opportunity here for the Bears. Second down and 10. What are the Bears going to have? Maybe a one-on-one situation. Kool-Aid McKinstry breaks up the pass. That's not Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's Paulson Adebo, isn't? No, it's Donovan Wilson in coverage to break up the touchdown pass, and he's going to be sending us to the conference championship. If I didn't hop in there, the AI definitely would have screwed us. But either way, we're going to the conference championship. I believe this is the Saints' first conference championship back since they faced the Rams back in, 2018 with the pass interference. The Rams are here with Nicole Roby-Coleman here to give us the no-call pass interference, but this time we're playing in LA and not New Orleans. Here we are against the Rams. They're going to start out with nothing. We're going to start out with nothing. Nobody gets anything in the first quarter. Finally, 3 points are scored. We get the first touchdown, though. 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and then nobody scores. We open up the half with a punt. They're going to punt. Offenses do not exist here, as it's 10-3 in the fourth quarter. Rams still have yet to score a touchdown. As I say that, they do. They're driving down the field. 2-minute drill. Red zone alert. We took it back all the way. Oh, I'm going to drain this clock and kick this field goal. First and 10 with Dameon Pierce here. Cut it right up the gut. We're going to get about 4 yards. I'll take that. And a timeout from the Rams. Second down and 6. We got a stretch play. Go to the outside, and the edge gets to us. 3rd and 8, but they don't have any timeouts left. I think for 3rd and 8, I'm actually going to switch to a pass play, and if I can't find anything open, I'll take the sack because we'll still be in field goal range. Going to roll out. I have something there. Don't miss that throw. Thank you. Cole lays out for the touchdown, and that should be the game. Would have been better to not give them the ball back because they can put this in overtime. Oh my gosh, what is my defense doing, dude? And actually, perfect. If I didn't hop in there, my defense would have sold. They would have won the game. The clock drained out because they didn't have any timeouts left. And JJ McCarthy, I believe, is who I saw there on the Rams. And yeah, he was there, but it doesn't matter. Spencer Rattler is going to the Super Bowl. Here we are to face the Kansas City Chiefs, dude. Of course, we got to play the Chiefs. Let me look at the roster upgrades and not the team salaries, please. And we definitely got to the Super Bowl mainly because I usered in the final moments. We definitely would not have gotten here if I just let Spencer Rattler play. But either way, we're here. That's what matters. Eric McCoy does get superstar dev, so that's awesome to see. Defensively, what do we got? Any other upgrades from what I can see? From what I can see, Patton's been a star dev the entire time we've had him. Then Kool-Aid McKinstry up to an 82 overall without the boost. But hey, 91 overall team here to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's move into it. And we also have a higher overall than the Chiefs, so we definitely have a possibility of winning this. But of course, it's Patrick Mahomes. You can never count him out. Here we are against the Chiefs. They're going to open up with 7, and we're going to respond with 7. Nice start for both teams. They're going to punt. We're going to take the lead here, 14-7, 21-7. Nice start, 21-14, 28-14, 28-17 at halftime. We open up the half with the ball and a touchdown. They're going to respond with the touchdown. Our offense is dominating here. Wow, that's actually surprising. I don't even need to hop in. There's no way that Spencer Rattler just crushed the Kansas City Chiefs. 42-24 is your final score. And Spencer Rattler, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Fuaga will all be your Super Bowl winners. Did I say the offensive tackle's name right? Fuaga out of Oregon State. Either way, doesn't matter here, as the New Orleans Saints are Super Bowl champions. The AI did it all by himself. My God. I guess I was wrong about Spencer Rattler. Dude had a perfect pass rating, dropped 350 yards, 5 touchdowns to no interceptions, 91% completion percentage, 63 was his longest pass in the Super Bowl. Dude was lighting the show up. My God. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, perfect pass rating in the Super Bowl. Couldn't ask for a better QB in the Super Bowl. I was wrong about Spencer Rattler. Dude was dropping dimes. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Spoiler alert, it's definitely Spencer Rattler. And I already spoiled it, and everyone already knew it. Spencer Rattler is your Super Bowl MVP confirmed. Patrick Mahomes is your league MVP, but your Super Bowl loser, Arthur Smith, Coach of the Year, sure dude. And this is your final look of the team. It just took one more year for this team to make it to the Super Bowl. Spencer Rattler's an 81 overall without the boost. So in my next rebuilds with the Saints, probably won't be using Spencer Rattler, but I can't deny it, dude. He had an amazing game in that Super Bowl. Perfect pass rating, 5 touchdowns, 350 yards. Crazy game from him. Honestly, I'm really happy with the defense I built as well. But apart from that, guys, this will be a successful rebuild. I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you like and or subscribe if you did make it this far in the video. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.